Hey guys, here's my current status on this week's uh, Evolutionary Game Jam contribution. What I've done is I've taken the themes of guns, lots of guns, and build it and then use it, and combine them together to create what I call the modular component system, or the MCS for short. And what it is it lets you craft your own weapon. It gives you an option of modifying each of the components on a weapon of your choice to kind of direct it in different playstyles. So what I want to accomplish with it is you might have a shotgun, which generally is you shoot a spread of bullets or a spread of pellets. But what I want to do is kind of like give you the freedom of modifying it to maybe it shoots a ton more pellets, but is more inaccurate, so it's much stronger in close range. Or it has a very tight spread, so you can actually snipe with a shotgun, which would be pretty cool. Alternatively, I would like to just do other unique things that let you really customize your weapon. So I'm going to hop in here and actually show it. It's probably easier if you see than to listen to me ramble. But what I have is currently in this scene is a 2D 2D platforming shooter kind of play style, I guess I'm going on off of. But the MCS itself is designed so that it can be incorporated into any project. If I were to if I were to create a new scene and create, say, a first-person shooter or a third-person shooter, all my code can it can just be thrown in there and rigged up to a first-person controller or a third-person controller, and it'll work right out of the box, which is what I really like about this. As for the MCS itself, I have this little green box that I'm calling the workbench right now. I apologize for not having very many pretty things. I will be working with basically just this kind of art, or lack of art, if you would rather call it, because primarily my focus is going to be the back-end stuff. The modular component system is not really something you see in front of you until you actually open this up. It's more of how the game runs rather than how it looks. Plus, in the future, if a certain theme gets popped up, I can slap in any sort of art style that I would like to. So if I get like a sci-fi theme, I can decide to create all the art assets in a sci-fi formula for all of it. Alternatively, it might be like medieval. So then I gotta go and create something weird, like really weird. That's besides the point. So this workbench has two UI elements right now. Starting on the left side, we have a bunch of drop-down menus, which are our components that we can actually adjust to modify our weapon the way we want it to. On the right side, we have our weapon details, the damage it deals, the number of bullets that it shoots, how fast the bullet will travel, etc., how fast you shoot, and so on. There's a couple hidden variables that are not being used, such as weight. I also have aimed accuracy in here, but that's also not being used. You can tell because of the difference in numbers between 10 and, well, 0.025. Aimed accuracy is currently not implemented. Perks, I have a couple perks. Only one of them actually displays here, though. But let's hop right into it. So I have 3 base weapons right now that you can choose from. I have the handgun, which is a semi-automatic weapon. That with average stats all around the board, decent fire rate, magazine size, load speed, damage, etc. I have the rifle, which honestly should be renamed assault rifle right now because it's strictly a automatic weapon with a sizable magazine and lesser accuracy. While the shotgun is, well, a shotgun. If you don't know what a shotgun is, well, that sucks to be you. As for the rest, the next 5 drop-down menus are components that you can add to your base weapon to change how it works. The receiver is the frame of the weapon, which handles a large number of stats for your gun overall, and usually in smaller ways, not too big of changes, but it kind of nudges you towards a playstyle that you want to do with it. So the light frame receiver kind of like lowers your weight of the weapon, makes you faster. Ideally, that's not implemented yet, but also increases your fire rate at the cost of your accuracy. Lowers your damage too, I think. Increases your reload speed and fire rate, lowers your damage and your accuracy. While the heavy frame does the opposite. Okay, it's not changing accuracy. The heavy frame increases your damage but increases your reload speed and fire rate, or decreases your fire rate. I have the automatic receiver, which is a component that is currently waiting for its for the next stage of the NCS. What I want to do is have these components actually change the fire or the fire rate or like the trigger type of the weapon. So instead of this being generally an assault rifle, what it will do is I can slap the automatic receiver on there to make it an automatic weapon, while a powerful receiver probably only has one shot, like a semi-automatic or a bolt action receiver. And but that would be what I'm trying to accomplish, and that's probably what it will be my next the next work session that I'm going to do is trying to convert that over to the MCS2. As of now, the automatic receiver just increases your fire rate and reduces your accuracy and damage a little bit. The powerful receiver does the opposite. Surprise. Increases your damage, reduces your fire rate, and reduces your accuracy. The barrel is primarily responsible for a lot of your accuracy variables, as well as a little bit of damage. So the short barrel increases your hip fire accuracy, while the long barrel increases your aimed accuracy. The sniper barrel increases your aimed accuracy by quite a bit more. I think double the long barrel, but reduces your hip fire accuracy by a significant amount while increasing your damage by amount, as well as increasing the projectile velocity. Finally, we have the double barrel, which is the most interesting barrel in my opinion. What it does is it actually doubles your projectile count. So the handgun initially has 1 bullet per shot. With the double barrel, it fires twice. And you'll notice the damage is only 11 because what it does is it divides the damage across each of the bullets. So originally you would deal 22 damage with a single bullet. With the double barrel, you would deal 11 damage on 2 different bullets. The double barrel also reduces your magazine size by a solid amount. I think it's 50%. But overall, there's not really any changes aside from increasing your pellet count or your number of bullets per shot and reducing your magazine size. So there's no damage benefits from it. What I want to get out of it is like an on-hit effect. So if we're talking something like Warframe, they have status chance and they have crit chance. So there's a percent chance that each of your bullets can apply a different status effect. That's kind of the gist of what I'm going with that. And you'll see that in the future, in what I have down the list. Next up, we have the grip. The grip is, I didn't know what the hell to do with it, so I just made it a slapstick. You can add positive values to very specific things with no downside. So the comfort grip increases your reload speed, the sharpshooter increases your hipfire accuracy, while the marksman increases your aimed accuracy, and that's it. The grips don't have any negatives to it. Right now there isn't really any negative to, like, you should never have a standard grip as it is right now. I want to change that, but we'll see. I gotta find a place for the grip. Next up is the magazine. Magazine does what a magazine does. It lowers your magazine count if you have a smaller mag, but increases your reload speed because it's easier. And then a large mag is the reversed. Increase your magazine size, but reduce your reload speed. The drum is just an even bigger version of the large magazine. And the values for it are not quite set. Right now, I think I'm only increasing by, so like the small and large have a 10% modifier to it, while the drum has a 20% modifier. It really needs to ramp up. It has to be a very minimum of 25% modification to your magazine count. The drum magazine would probably have like double your ammo in it, into it, while the large magazine has about 50% increase. As for the quick eject, it only changes your reload speed. It gives you a massive boost to your reload speed, and that's about it. Lastly, for the weapon, we have a trigger that you can choose between. And as of right now, I only have one custom trigger, which is the hair trigger. If you're familiar with that term, it does what you think it does. The hair trigger increases your rate of fire significantly, but reduces your accuracy and overall effective range. Bam, fire rate and fire accuracy, all accuracy down. So that covers the 5 components that I can add to the weapon. The last 2 are actually modifiers to your ammunition. So the first one is what kind of ammo you want your weapon to be using. Each one has, I'd say this has the most unique effects of all your modifications right now. While the others were previously just kind of stat sticks that you can adjust your stats how you want them, these really have different effects. So ballistic ammo, that's your generic brand of ammunition. It has a flat 10% increase to damage and deals ballistic damage. When it hits something, it damages it and deletes it. The piercing ammo reduces your damage, but at the cost of 10% damage, your bullets will now go through walls and enemies, which might add some kind of benefit, I guess. Who would think? Next up, we have an explosive ammo. Now, the explosive ammo has 25% increased damage. I believe it's 25%. It has increased damage. And it also explodes, dealing damage in a radius, as well as applying knockback to everyone caught in that radius. The incendiary ammo. And now this is the only component that actually displays something in the perks right now. Even though I didn't get the chance to get to making the perk do as it says. The incendiary ammo deals 50% reduced damage on hit, but in exchange, it deals that lost 50% damage as a damage over time to the target, ignoring armor and such things, as well as igniting flammable objects, as the perk states. So the idea is, if you have a alcohol or oil or something like that, you can actually ignite it and cause a little burn field there. Or you can ignite wood and open up pathways for yourself, depending on how you want to go throughout the game or how the game plays. The poison ammo has a massive increase to your damage per shot. But instead of dealing damage on hit, what it does is it applies a debuff to the target, which damages them over time. And that's it. So in exchange for a huge boost to your damage, you cannot damage the target with your bullets, but rather just damage over time. The gas ammunition does pretty much the same thing, but what it does is it leaves a trail of smoke and leaves a smoke field where you hit it briefly, and that gas cloud that bullet emits applies the poison. Doesn't give you as much of a damage boost as the actual poison bullets, but the gas will persist for however many seconds. Not visible in the game, but the gas persists, reapplying the poison consistently, and can apply that poison to as many targets as you want, or as many targets that go through that gas. So you could really save a lot of your ammunition if you're running low or something like that throughout the game, and just do that. Plus, gas doesn't have to really worry about armor because it's inhaled, whereas maybe the poison can be deflected with armor. Finally, we have the lacerating ammo, and the intention of this is you have significantly increased damage, but only against fleshy targets. So if the target is armored, your shots will be ineffective, while if they are unarmored, you really tear up their flesh and cause significant damage. Right now, it's only a massive boost of damage, but I am considering I could easily just slap in like a bleed effect to it, but I don't know what the difference between a bleed would be and say a poison or a fire, like a burn damage right now. As of right now, I don't have any place for the bleed damage, but for now, those are my ammunition types. I am definitely hyped to add more. And then the last component that you can do is for the ammunition itself, and it is the caliber of ammunition. So low caliber reduces your damage. I don't know why that broke. Low caliber reduces the damage of your bullet, but increases, I believe, your fire rate. While the high caliber increases the damage, but reduces your fire rate, reduces your accuracy. Let's try this again. So take handgun and low caliber. So yeah, reduces damage, increases your fire rate, and increases your hip fire accuracy. So that's kind of like your run and gun option. While the high caliber reduces your hip fire accuracy, but increases your aimed accuracy significantly and your damage, while lowering your fire rate. And that's more of your like sit back and snipe kind of deal, or revolver style gameplay. And that's about the gist of the modular component system that I have going on right now. I do have a bunch of other mods that I want to add to it that I just didn't get around the chance to get around to completing, either due to work or family, just busy lifestyle. But this is going to be another component, and you're going to actually be able to add multiple mods to it as opposed to selecting only one. This will kind of be like your leveling up with the weapon. So maybe you can only place one mod at the start of the game, and then as you progress and you unlock your weapon or level up with your weapon, you can add one mod, then 2 mod, then 3 mod. And the mods are really what's gonna really set a weapon apart. So just for example, Fury and combo, kind of similar. So Fury, consecutive hits against the same target increases the damage of the next shot, while combo increases the damage of each shot if you're hitting different targets with each shot, each bullet. Berserkers increases the damage the lower your health is. Brutal. This mod makes me think a lot like Duke Nukem, where you just get in there and you just blast them. You gib your target. Mighty is basic, increase your damage. Rapid increases your fire rate, reload speed, running gunning. Scatter shot, or what I like to call the Helsing, triples the number of projectiles that you shoot. You can ignore the 66% reduced damage. It'll still be divided damage, but the Helsing will triple the number of shots per discharge, and that still stacks with your double barrel. So you could effectively multiply your number of shots by 5 times per discharge. Note that these the scatter shot and the double barrel are not multiplicative. It is additive. Then we have silenced. So if we decide to go through like this stealthy style gameplay, I can do that. Ricochet, which lets your bullets bounce off walls. And then I have another thing here that I'm toying around with called keystones. Keystones are like overhauls for the weapons that really make your gameplay. I'm not sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing, if I really want keystones to dictate how you play. But I do have a couple interesting effects. So the first one being the electromagnetic rail, which increases your damage by a lot. But all of your shots have a charge time, which can be reduced by your fire rate. This is your railgun mod, and any weapon can become a railgun mod. Also, I have like a run and gun mod. I don't like the name, but you could probably figure something else, which just boosts your stats while you're moving. As long as you're moving, you are better. And that's about it for now. I have a lot of plans I want to go with this MCS system, and it's been built in a way that it can be really attached to any project. So I'm ready for any curveball that comes my way in the next Evolutionary Game Jam. Thanks for watching.